Hi there, and welcome back. It's Lane here, continuing on with some trade review. Today we're reviewing two trades from November 24th. Bear with me too, as I am new to this recording YouTube world, trying to get some better quality videos. I'm struggling with figuring out how to export the highest quality and then upload the highest quality, but this video hopefully will be better. I think I maybe changed enough that will get a little better quality. So anyways, first trade here on the 24th. Nice drop through the night and into early morning. Um, I think I explained in the other video, I use a 20 and a 100 moving average, EMA, exponential moving average. Just, I don't know, I guess it helps with direction a little bit. I do like to see obviously the 20 leading the 100, but I don't pay a lot of attention to it while I'm actually trading, but maybe that, pre-market, I'll look at it. And like I said, what I often do in the pre-market is I'll look at my 15-minute chart. I need to get rid of that. Get rid of that. And join us on the 24th here. Um, yeah, right here. So pre-market, what I'll do, so we're coming into the open here, is I'll squeeze this chart and I'll just look to see where we have those major pivots. And like this one, this could have been drawn from that pivot and that pivot, or maybe I drew it from a few days ago. Another couple hits through here. Yeah, I use the solid or the thicker blue line to mark kind of the important pivot areas, and then on my entry chart, my tick chart, that's when I use those gray bars. So anyways, that's yeah, I'll look at my 15-minute chart. Obviously, we have a ton of pressure down. Again, 20s below the 100 and just a big rip to the downside. So it just helps me see that the market is clearly heading in the downward direction. Again, a 15-minute chart is just bigger than a 5-minute chart, so it gives you a bigger kind of general idea. I also look at the day chart. I really like the pattern run right now. I don't I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. Now I'm jumping ahead because I'm recording this video on December 1st till I get caught up. But on this last hit up here, we dropped, and then we come back up, and then we dropped, and then we came back up, and then I am very curious if we're going to come back here. I mean, it's like 1,000 points to the downside, which is fine. That's not massive on the Nasdaq, and it can claw back so quickly. But last time we hit the top of this trend line, we did drop about 1,000 points, and then we bought it back up and obviously made higher highs. So yeah, I am curious to see what happens here. So sometimes I'll look at this like when we were here back on the 22nd. I was thinking drop, and we had two nice drop days in a row where the market dumped. So yeah, I mean I look at this, then I look at this, then I look at this, and I take about 15 minutes before the market opens. So again, for today, this was the opening bar, I believe, right here. Yeah, closes at 9:35. So prior to open, this is what I can see. And obviously, I mean, I see the direction going down. I don't try to put a massive amount of analysis into where it's going because I mean, I don't know what you would call my style of trading. I don't think of myself as a scalper because I'm holding uh, essentially all of my trades more than 25 points, but I'm definitely not a day trader or swing trader, so I don't know. I call myself custom, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, if I expect a 200-point drop, I'm not looking to take a 200-point trade, but I'm also not looking to take a 5-point trade. So, anyways, that's kind of, I mean, I see the market direction is down. It's kind of that simple. Things change very quickly in the NASDAQ, so I'm always prepared and expecting myself to just be open to what the market's trying to tell me. Um, as soon as I get fixated on something, I am often wrong with the market. So I try to just let the market kind of lead me through my day. So market opened back here. And again, I'm looking for a drop. Here's a nice drop, huge drop, beautiful drop. And then I'm just looking for kind of the next move. Um, we had a little bit of a reaction back here at this pivot line. We didn't really react to it here. So I'm just trying to see what the market's going to um, offer. And right there is the first time that I notice or I pick out my picture that I like. And again, I'm looking for major support and resistance, and then I'm looking for new kind of, I don't know if minor is the right word. I'm making up this language as I go. But this is major support and resistance, and we've got below it, and we tested it here. Now I've got a retest of this new support, which also you could say combine it with the major support. And then what am I looking for? I'm always looking for divergence for entries. So this is kind of the habit I've been in is I like to draw a line straight across. And then this pivot and this pivot are clearly diverging down. I also draw these dots when I'm trading. I don't know why. It helps me count. It helps me see things. I think it also helps distract me. So I think I entered this trade really early. Oh, maybe not. No, it's the next trade. Yeah, right here. So I didn't wait for a third pivot. Um, Honestly, it's probably mostly a gut feeling. I think when I get two good ones with divergence, and then maybe that third one, I go, I'd love to see a third pullback to here, a test. But if I just get like a 50 or 60% pullback from the last pivot, so from this one here, that's like a whatever, 60, 61, call it. I mean, a good pullback. Then I'm going to enter here. At the end of the day, my stop is going to be probably that blue line, so 54 ticks. Um, so my stop is in a good place. I maybe just left it at 60, and if it does come back and test, no big deal. Now, as soon as I enter the trade, I also like to do this. Draw that. What I call it the trend line just on the order flow to see how I'm doing once I get in the trade. So you see this thing pulls back again. I don't really panic or stress. If this shot way up, I would assume that I'm about to get stopped and I would just accept that. In reality, was this a better entry? Maybe, maybe not. One thing that I am hopefully going to be able to get myself to do, and I did do it, and you saw it in my last video, was adding. Now, I added in my last video, which was the 23rd, November 23rd trade, I added, but it was after it had already made a big move and then made a new kind of support and resistance wall. Adding right here, I think it's wise, but I'm just not at a place psychologically, mentally that I'm able to do that just yet. So, um, okay, so I'm in the trade. I've got my trend line drawn. We did get the pullback for one more test. I love it when there's three, so I mean, I feel even better. I just really want to see this make a lower low, lower than this pivot, and then I'm probably going to feel really good about the trade. This come back a fourth time, and then as soon as I make that lower low, I do start to feel better, and now I'm really looking for this to just absolutely drop off hard. I hit my first target. Generally, well, I'm going to say always my first target is 45 ticks. And sure enough, it is today. Second target, sometimes I'll move, but generally I leave it at 30 or 60. Again, we keep testing this area, but we're not making highs, and for the most part, we're staying within our trend line here. So again, I'm feeling comfortable. I'm going to show you a mistake on this trade. So there's target 2, TP2, probably 60 ticks. Yes, 60 ticks. Only take a minute 41. And my target for this trade was down here, I believe. I really like how this dropped off too. And now you will see my mistake. You know, decent little pullback here. 38%, maybe close to 50, and nothing here. So we're actually starting to get divergence up. Little pullback here, tiny little pullback, no pullback. So we are diverging up, and then there you see it. I get out at break even, which is generally once I hit target two, and then once I think I was probably 100 ticks into this trade, 115 ticks. I'm not giving up one penny once I'm 100 ticks into a trade. So I get taken out break even, and you'll see right here that's as low as we went on the chart. Once this bar closed, um, I was out before this bar closed. I do believe that bar closed at 9:45. Oh, I did. I closed the trade. Well, it hit my stop right after this bar. That's a reversal bar. That is not a reversal bar or a sideways bar. But this is not screaming out, continue in a bearish direction. That is not a strong bear bar. This was a strong bear bar. This one was okay. This one is very weak. So potential reversal, potential sideways action. Anyways, I'm out of the trade. 3 contracts, 45.60, and I think maybe 1, 2. Break even, I always try to collect a little bit for commission. Um, but here's where the mistake was made. So this was a pivot area. We got a 20 here, which is a natural pivot area or natural support and resistance area. And then look at this one here. So this was marked from a different pivot, but you see how this one held on the 20. You could say that it was it essentially held on the 26. There was a lot of reasons that this was not going to punch through, or it wasn't going to punch through without a big pullback. So either keep your stop up here, which is support and major support, and chase it down to here, or I should have been getting out at the 20, and I could have got 100 ticks out of it, 25 points. I didn't. Oh well. Always learning, and that's trade one. It is what it is. Happy, profitable trade, but look how it just rejects hard on that area. Okay. Trade two. See how we go sideways again? We finish bullish, but we go sideways again. And then we get, a decent bull bar, but huge tail on top, so it's still not strength. So then I start to consider, are we in some sort of pullback? So if I measure the pullback from the open, so the kind of just the morning market, 61% pullback, we could be heading south again. The market looks down in so many ways. So I'm kind of planning the short trade. This is probably more like a 76% pullback now. We are at the MA, which I don't put a lot of stock in pulling back to a moving average just because, I mean, you can program those moving averages with any period length. So you can always make them fit or they'll never fit kind of deal. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just don't put a lot of stock into pullback stamp EMAs. I guess the old way I traded, I did, but like I said, it's not where I'm at reading price action. So this ends up going higher than our open. My guess is I probably started pulling fibs from different places. Not sure exactly what my thoughts were. I probably pulled it from there. Yeah, 50. I do feel the Nasdaq likes the 50% retracement. So obviously very bullish, but is it a major trend reversal or is it just a pullback to continue down? So obviously that day I was still thinking short. Coming into my trade, what's going through my mind? This is actually easier to do live than it is trying to figure out what your brain was thinking, but let's see if this goes higher. No. Okay. So my guess is that's the new support and resistance I started to measure. That one down. Not a ton, but a little bit. When they're close together, I kind of just call it 1, 2. We'll see where I enter here. Again, I'm going to still just call that 2. I did wait for 3. Or this isn't where I entered at all. One of the two. Oh, yeah. Okay, now if that's not dead obvious to enter right here, I don't know what is, because look at this. So all 4 of these, 5 of these pivots are essentially at the same price, and look at the divergence. It's it's a lot. And I mean, this is where it is here. So we dropped from, yeah, I just like an absolute ton of divergence. I like to follow the trend line though, not entry. So I got to assume I enter right here. Yeah. Oh, really tight entry too. That's something that's tough for people is you got to trust your system and then you got to be able to execute the trade. So 35 tick stop. I think that's awesome. I'm chasing 100 tick plus trades with a 35 tick stop. You know, that's a 3 or 4 to 1 ratio. I think that's incredible. Maybe it doesn't impress you, that's totally fine. But let's see what happens. Probably 45. I'd I'd probably bet $1 or 2 on that. 47. I probably just measured wrong. That looks like 60. I might have spread that one out a little. Maybe that is 64. And then, oh man, I love those quick trades. And I kind of forget what happened because this was like a week ago and I'm trying to get caught up. 117. Now I remember I wanted to hold this one to here, next pivot area, but I'm starting to. Ooh, I'm wondering now. Okay, I think what my brain was thinking was on the 5 minute chart, if this is a major trend reversal, I have to watch for this pullback to go higher. So a good area to get out would be somewhere between 50 and 61% pullback, which in this case is between 171 and 155. I loved this pivot here, which is down here, but at 171 was the 50%. I got out of this trade at 174. So this tells me I was trading safely, very cautiously, and thinking to myself, if this is a major trend reversal and we could bounce it to 50, um, I'm going to get out of this trade at the 50, and that's where I got out here. The 50 was right here, so always just before. Now again, talking about what I talked, or continuing on with what I talked about yesterday, the way that this looks, I shouldn't have been getting out of the trade. We expect a pullback at some point, which we're going to get it, but just watch the pullback here and gauge it here. Like if this is the little 4 or 5 bar 50 tick pullback, look what happened here. Absolutely nothing. So I should still be in this trade. And look at this. Going sideways, going down. It's probably going to drop. And yeah, I could have held this thing to this pivot. Hindsight's always 2020. Like I said, we'd all be rich day traders if hindsight was possible. Now you can see we're actually starting to get some push up. So um, that would have been the place to enter the or exit the trade. And if you were in this thing and you see this happening, you're going to want to close out. But anyways, I'm always happy with my trade. Like I said, I try not to get greedy. Um, and I was right. This ended up being a major trend reversal. Now, I honestly thought we were going to continue to rip to the downside, but I trade the NQ or micro NQ, same thing. I trade it every day, so you start to understand the personality of it. And I knew that this was an area where we could have a major trend reversal. Why? I don't know. That's what the market wanted to do. But it was possible, and therefore I'm glad I got out of the trade here because that tells me that I'm trading with um, the big picture in mind or the bigger picture in mind and not getting just hung up on being in the trade. So, yeah, I could have squeezed instead of 117, I could have squeezed this sucker down for 183, but what's an extra 70 ticks? It's an extra $35 on the micro, 350 on the full minis. So yeah, but like I said, I'm not going to get greedy. This was the safe place to take the trade to, so that's where I took it to. Anyways, those were my 2 trades for the day. Um, I can't remember my. We have here 117 plus 64 plus 45 is 226. Plus 45 plus 60 plus 2 times 0.5, 50 cents a tick, $166, something like that. Sounds about right. Anyways, good day, 2 trades, 2 wins. Um, Hopefully this video records a little higher quality, and if you're enjoying these videos, let me know. Leave a comment. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner of this video. Like the video. Every little bit helps, and I'm going to continue on. Try to post at least one of these a day until I get caught up, and then potentially start doing some live streaming again. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. We will see you again soon.